MARTA has been working hard to figure out how they can accommodate the influx of travelers that are going to come to our city. Our Tyler Finger was there live. Tyler, what did you learn from this today?
Yeah, Ariel, good afternoon to you. There's a lot of excitement for the FIFA World Cup. I mean, we're going to see a lot of people coming to our city and to our region to take in the matches that are going to happen at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And there's a lot of preparations that need to happen to make sure that we are ready for that. And that's why the MARTA interim CEO and general manager was here at the state capitol this morning to be able to give an update to local leaders about what we can expect and what they're doing to make sure they're ready for the big 2026 that they are expecting with so many visitors coming to town for the World Cup. Let's show you some video from earlier. Jonathan Hunt is the interim general manager and CEO. He told lawmakers that MARTA is busy preparing for all of the people expected. He says they're focusing on operational reliability, improved security, and customer service excellence. Let's talk about security because that's obviously top of mind for a lot of us who live here in the region every single day. Hunt says over the last 5 to 6 years, violent crime has actually dropped 50% in the system, and in the last year, overall crime has dropped 28%. He knows perception is everything, which is why he says they are investing in its police department and adding more officers. Hunt says they have big plans for 2026, including putting their new train cars into service, add an upgraded payment system. So, you know, the tap and pay, if you've been to New York City, Ariel, you know that you can just use a credit card or an Apple Pay or a Samsung Pay to be able to pay for your items. So instead of having to use that Breeze card, you're going to be able to have a lot more payment options. There's also going to be a new bus network and a new bus rapid transit line, which is set to debut in April. Most of this is set to be completed before the World Cup comes to town, and MARTA's chief says the improvements to the system for the World Cup will benefit the region far beyond that final whistle and match.
MARTA is 100% ready for the World Cup. We are focused on cleanliness. We're focused on delivering a safe, clean, reliable service to the region for World Cup. We've deployed a lot of resources, and we have a very large World Cup planning initiative.
And while the MARTA chief was here at the Capitol this morning before he had to get back to MARTA headquarters for their monthly board meeting, he was also talking to the legislators about his priorities for this legislative session, which kicks off on the 12th. And he was saying that he really wants to see the MARTA penny sales tax be re-added and allowed to continue beyond its expiration date, because they say that is vital for them to be able to continue with the projects that they are working on. He also says that they are hoping for them to be allowed to put cameras on their rapid transit buses when those debut in April to be able to ticket people who will end up being in those bus lanes and blocking traffic. They say that could be a real big problem for the bus rapid transit line if they just have people who are just parking in front of them. So they're hoping that that can get passed as well, because currently they're not able to actually stop people from doing that. They would have to have Atlanta police come on out and actually ticket those folks. So they're really hoping that that can get passed so that they're able to do a remote ticketing using cameras to be able to hold people accountable. And I should also mention during that board meeting that happened a short time ago, they were talking about the World Cup as well. And one of the things we learned during that meeting was that they're expecting huge crowds here, obviously. Right. Since we know who the countries are, which countries are coming here, they expect certain ones to actually draw more people into public transit. They named Spain, they also named Morocco, and also places like Haiti. They say some of those places rely on buses and different types of public transit. So they're expecting those different countries. So they're planning by game and match to be able to understand who is going to be using public transit and just to make sure they're prepared for it.
Awesome. Well, Tyler, thanks so much for keeping us updated. I appreciate it. Definitely, as we look ahead to the World Cup, there's going to be so much our city is going to do to transform and to make sure they're ready to handle all these people. So, Tyler, thanks so much for keeping us updated.